Grand Rising. Elder O back with you once again. The title of today's lesson is The Revelation Before the Fall. What prophecy warns for our generation? We've all seen in Hollywood apocalyptic movies. Where do you think Hollywood gets these ideas from? They get them from the scriptures. Did you know the word apocalypse in the original Greek doesn't mean destruction? It actually means to uncover, to reveal, and today more is being uncovered than ever before. World economists, historians, and even world governments are sounding the alarm. But the scriptures sounded the alarm far before we ever existed. Just as in Noah's days when he warned the people for 120 years, and they did not listen, we are living in a time where prophecy, history, and world events are lining up with precision. Historically, all empires eventually rise and fall. Historically, all paper or fiat currencies eventually totally collapse. Nations shake and jobs disappear. This is not fear. This is revelation. This is the unveiling. This is your warning. So please pay close attention unto today's lesson. And included in today's lesson, I have several powerful clips that I am going to share throughout the entirety of today's lesson. So please pay extreme and close attention. Fair use. Let us start off today's lesson in the book of Amos, chapter 8, and let us look at verse 11 and 12. Behold, the days come, saith the sovereign Yahuwah, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the word of Yahuwah. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahuwah, and shall not find it. Let us go to the book of Revelations, chapter 1, and we're going to pick it up at verse 1 and read to verse 3. The revelation of Yahushua, the Messiah, which Elohim gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his malachim or angel unto his servant Yehukanan or John, who bear record of the word of Elohim and of the testimony of Yahushua the Messiah, and of all things that he saw. Baruch is he that readeth, and they that shema or hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand, family. Still in the book of Revelations or Hazun, let us go to chapter 6 and pick it up at verse 1. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard as if it were the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, Come, and see, and I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast saying, Come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast saying, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast saying, Come and see. And I looked, and behold, a green horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power, listen, family, please, Shema, or listen. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with a sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the earth. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Elohim and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Yahuwah, set apart and true, doest thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? And white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants, also their brethren, that should be killed as they were, should be fulfilled. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of Shamaim, or heaven, fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaking of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their place, and the kings of the earth, and great men, and the rich, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens, in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Let's go to the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1. Pay attention, family, read along. This know also that in the last days which we are in, family, perilous times shall come, for men and women, come on, shall be lovers of them own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, irreverent, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, trady, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of Elohim, having a form of reverence, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women, laden away with sins, led away with diverse lusts. Women, please pay attention to verse 6. Ever learning and never able to come into the knowledge of the truth. 2 Corinthians, I have some powerful clips that I'm going to share. Chapter 11, verse 2. Listen, ladies, daughters of Zion, for I am jealous over you with a jealousy of Yahuwah, for I have espoused you. Listen, ladies, daughters of Zion, I have espoused you to one, not many, one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin unto Messiah. Book of Habakkuk, or as some say, Habakkuk, chapter 2. Let us look at verse 12. Listen. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and established a city or a nation by iniquity. Iniquity is sin, it's evil, it's wrongdoing. Respectfully, how was this nation established? Did this not originally belong to the Asiatic Mongoloid people known as Indians? And then the Greco-Roman European Gentiles came to Turtle Island, which they named America, stripped and stole the land from the Native American Indians, then went to the west coast of Africa, enslaved the melanated children of Shem, the children of Abraham, the Abari, who are known as Jacob's seed, brought them to the islands of the seas, South Central and North America, and worked them for free for over 250 years, establishing this nation off the back, sweat, blood, and tears of the children of Abraham on stolen land. Think about what I am saying. Woe to a nation that is built upon bloodshed and iniquity. How many millions upon millions of Native Americans did they slaughter to obtain this nation? How many hundreds of millions of Abraham's children, the melanated so-called black people, did they slaughter and maim and work for free to establish this nation? As we just read, woe to a nation or city that is built upon bloodshed and iniquity. Book of Numbers, chapter 32. Yes, 32, not 35. Numbers chapter 32 and verse 35. Listen. Excuse me, family. I have my notes twisted. Book of Numbers 35, verse 30. Sorry about that. Getting ahead of myself. Whoso killeth any person that murders shall be put to death by the mouth of a witness, but one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die. Moreover, ye shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is guilty of death, but he shall be surely put to death, and ye shall take no satisfaction for him that is fled to the city of his refuge, that he should come again to dwell in the land unto the death of the priests. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. For blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Defile not therefore the land which ye shall inhabit, wherein I dwell, for I, Yahuwah, dwell among the children of Yisrael. Book of Hazun, or Revelations, chapter 13. Let us look at verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So according to biblical prophecy, there is a reverse slave trade that is going to take place. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 35. To me belongeth vengeance, says Yahuwah. So the Creator is asking the tents of Shem, the melanated biblical children of Abari, we don't have to do anything but praise, honor, serve, and worship the Creator. Vengeance belongs to Yahuwah. To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. Book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived, Elohim is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Let us go to the Apocrypha, book of Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 23, verse 19. Listen. Such a man only fears the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of Yahuwah are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. Everything that has been done, is being done, and will be done, the Creator Yahuwah sees all and he knows all, and he says in due time their foot shall slide, and vengeance is his, says Yahuwah Elohim. Book of Romans chapter 12, verse 17 through 19. Listen. Recompense, which means to repay, to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men, if it be possible. As much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Beloved, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, and I will repay, says Yahuwah. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in doing so, thou shalt heap coals of fire upon his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. I have a powerful clip that I'm going to share, and this is just the first of several clips. Please pay attention. Fair use.
Break geopolitically.
Here we go. Fair use.
People are just going to break mentally.
Listen.
The lives that people are living now, increasingly, it's only going to get worse. I mean, on the one side, you got, I don't know how many OnlyFans attention whores there are now with these emasculated benefactors.
Salute to
bank
these
accounts. I mean, that's
creators.
only going to get worse.
Pay attention.
It's going to be like a combination of a few movies. Bird Box, where people just start going crazy and I see the light, right? They start killing people. The Happening, where they start offing themselves. And there was one other one. What was that one?
Come on.
Oh yeah, The Crazies. It's an old zombie movie, but it's actually pretty good. Some of you probably haven't seen that one. It's from 2010. And people just start going weird and become
Hollywood knows the truth, family.
Civilization is on its last leg with this AI thing, and
Yes.
this is why you're seeing people turn to prepping. It's not just because we're preparing for the inevitable collapse and we unconsciously sense it coming. You know, people's intuition, whatever
Yes.
animal hasn't been bred out of us that still, senses the storm coming.
Absolutely.
There's that, but it's also because it provides us a sense of purpose. Offensive, so it becomes a luxury. We are retreating into a virtual space to compensate for the lack of
Prophecy is
physical
unfolding
material
right
space.
before our very
And that's
eyes.
slowly driving us crazy.
Absolutely.
Like, it's social media on top of that. I mean, the childless masses, right? People who are just seeking attention, just nonstop. And these short videos, reels,
It's true.
TikTok is just driving me crazy.
I
to
am
be honest.
noticing it
I
myself.
see myself scrolling on
It's
it, and
true.
I'm like, man, this is just, it's disgusting.
Straight facts.
It really is. You get nothing out of it. Half of it's AI.
Yes.
Okay, half of it's like fake prank videos. The other half is thirst traps. That's three halves. Cop.
Some guys don't mind doing
It's the
Here we go.
dopamine, and you pair that with the drugs, the high cost of living,
Yes.
the fact that most people aren't in a relationship anymore.
Wow.
I mean, it is a ticking time bomb, man. This is not going to get better. It's not. People talk about rewilding.
Come on.
People need to rewild.
Absolutely.
And it's not just preparing for the apocalypse, it's keeping your own sanity.
Here we go.
Consequential
Listen.
changes are coming, which will impact our economy, our political life, foreign policy, our emotional well-being, our environment,
Pay attention,
and how
family.
we educate and raise our kids. Further, and this is not science fiction, some very knowledgeable people believe that in the not too distant future, a super intelligent AI could replace human beings in controlling the planet.
Wow.
Despite the extraordinary importance of this issue and the speed at which it is progressing,
Please pay attention.
AI is getting far too little discussion in Congress, the media, and within the general population.
Absolutely.
That has got to change.
It does.
Several months ago, as the ranking member of the U.S. Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions, my staff and I undertook an investigation regarding the monumental changes that we face with the rapid development of AI. Last month, I held a public discussion at Georgetown University with Nobel Prize winner Dr. Jeffrey Hinton, considered to be the godfather of AI, to get his views on a wide variety of AI-related subjects.
Come on.
Based on our investigation and other information that we are gathering, my staff and I will soon be presenting a very specific set of recommendations as to how we can begin addressing some of the unprecedented threats that AI poses.
For sure.
And as we go forward,
Soon and very soon,
here
you're
are
going
some
to
of
realize
the
how much we
outstanding
all going to
questions
need
that,
one
in my
another
view,
more than ever.
must be answered. Simple question, and maybe the most important. Who will be in charge of the transformation into an AI world? Currently, a handful of the wealthiest people on Earth, people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos,
Pay
Bill
attention.
Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Peter Thiel, and others, are investing many hundreds of billions of dollars
Hundreds of
in
billions.
developing and implementing AI and robotics.
And you have to ask yourself, family,
Are
why?
we comfortable with seeing these enormously wealthy and powerful men shape the future of humanity without any democratic input or oversight?
Facts.
Why does President Trump, who is strongly supporting their efforts, want to impose an executive order blocking states from regulating AI?
Listen.
What does it mean that Peter Thiel, the billionaire investor and co-founder of Palantir, has called those who want regulations over AI, quote, legionnaires of the Antichrist, end quote? Does this elite group of some of the most powerful people on earth believe that they have the divine right to rule
No.
like the kings of the 18th century? That's one question. Another question. What impact will AI and robotics have on our economy and the lives of working people? And I can tell you, Mr. President,
Listen.
as somebody who has spoken to groups all over this country, that working people today are very nervous
You should be.
about what AI and robotics will mean to them. The report that my staff and I released last month found that AI, automation, and robotics
Remember the
could
movie
lead
I,
to
Robot,
nearly
Will Smith?
the loss of 100 million jobs in America over the next decade, 40% of registered nurses, 47%
It's
of truck
going to
drivers,
affect all of us.
64% of accountants, 65% of teaching assistants, and 89% of fast food workers. In other words, what we're going to see is AI and robotics impacting not just blue-collar workers, but white-collar workers as well.
Yes.
Mr. President, it will replace all jobs. Working will be optional.
Wow.
End of quote.
Do you hear
Mr.
that?
Musk is investing hundreds of billions of dollars into AI and robotics. I suspect he knows something about what he is talking about. Let me repeat. Elon Musk, quote, AI and robots will replace all jobs. Working will be optional.
Please
Quote.
pay attention.
Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft, predicted that
This is
humans,
going to
quote,
happen faster than
won't
you can
be
imagine.
needed for most things, end quote. Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, warned that AI could lead to the loss of half of all entry-level white-collar jobs.
Wow.
Mr. President, if
So
AI
not
is
just
to
blue
eliminate
collar,
millions
white
of
collar
jobs
as well.
and create massive unemployment, how will people survive if
We're
they
going to
have
need
no
one another
income?
more than you
Feed
ever
their
realize.
families.
Soon and very
Pay
soon.
for housing, pay for health care. That might be an issue that we should be talking about like yesterday.
Correct.
Replace 80% of the people work for
Listen,
you in
here we
2
go.
weeks with AI. Maybe 100%. Bill Gates asked the robot, is there anything you'd like to say to
Go
us?
and
Big
watch
cost,
this entire podcast
trust,
in your spare
so
time.
the
Listen.
computer said to him, if you don't believe AI is going to make us extinct, You got to start drinking if you don't. The father of AI said in 5 years, 40 and 60% of the job market is gone. I say it's between 60 and 80%. MIT wrote a paper that the human race would
60 and
not get past
80%
this century. And they
in
just
less
wrote
than
another paper
5
about
years.
6 months ago. We're ahead of schedule. If you think that I'm aggressive now, you should have seen me when I was 30.
Would people think you were psycho?
They still do. But now I'm a psycho sitting on God only knows how much cash. Every day I
Please
wake up
watch
and
this
I'm
entire
at
podcast.
$1.5 billion while I'm taking a while I'm on top of my wife without doing anything. And for some reason I got to cut a deal with the devil. I cut a
Listen.
deal tonight. Right now, I'll do anything to succeed. Anything. If you're not afraid of Pena, you're crazy. I fought the mafia. Jesus Christ.
I think the world's gonna be over soon.
As Elon Musk and Bill Gates said, we need 3 billion less people. I am the second. That's about your brain you can teach you how to make an atom bomb in 6 minutes.
Listen.
Now just imagine all the spreadsheeting. It's not you, your people do for you. I can replace 80% of the people who work for you in 2 weeks with AI.
This man is extremely
100%.
wealthy, 80 years
100%.
old, a billionaire.
AI's coming. AI's here.
The father of AI said here a few weeks ago that he says in 5 years, 40 and 60% of the job market as we know it today is gone.
AI's here.
The father of AI said here a few weeks ago that he says in 5 years, 40 and 60% of the job market as we know it today is gone. I say it's between 60 and 80%.
We're going to
It's
need
gone.
one another
Percent of
more
the
than
people
you
work for
ever
in
realize.
2 weeks with AI, maybe 100%.
Watch this
Bill Gates
entire
asked the robot,
podcast.
is there anything you'd like to say to us? Big
Respect
pause.
to the
No.
content
Trust
creator.
us.
Salute.
Or not, but Walmart is using drones
Listen.
to deliver the goods to your house. Right now, they've done over 100,000 different drone drops throughout the country. They've got places like Atlanta, Charlotte, Houston, Orlando, Tampa, and it's fast delivery.
Concerns that Amazon, the
Listen.
second largest private employer in the country, is planning one of the biggest workplace transformations in modern history.
You better pay
In a
attention.
fulfillment center, the Cardinal robot will pack packages into carts.
The New York Times, citing leaked documents, reports Amazon expects sales to double by 2033, growth that would normally require 600,000 more workers. But the company is reportedly looking to fill those jobs with robots and automate 75% of its operations.
We could do this with our robot. We could do this with our technology. That's what we're going to do.
In the near future, Amazon reportedly estimates automation could help it save more than $12 billion and shave about 30 cents off each item it ships. In a statement, Amazon fears of technology replacing human workers. The so-called godfather of artificial intelligence has been sounding the alarm.
If I worked in a call center, I'd be terrified.
Listen.
If I'm someone like a legal assistant, a paralegal, they're not going to be needed for very long. For mundane intellectual labor, AI is just going to replace everybody.
Wow. Did you hear that?
I'm convinced
Listen.
that the current course won't work because it's a lie. If you tell people they own the government, they're in charge, they rule through the representatives in this democratic republic, that's what we've told, that's our system.
Salute to these
Has
content
been for 50
creators.
years. If you tell them that's
Speaking
the
the
system
truth.
and you don't deliver on it, they go crazy. They go totally crazy. If you tell them, by the way, I've spent a lot of time in
What do you think happens
Yeah?
when a government takes everybody's currency in a country that has more fucking
I've said it a million times.
works for a little bit, and then when the desperation kicks in, that shit doesn't.
Moving toward totalitarianism or revolution.
I had
Violent
to cut
revolution.
it because of the speech. Please don't sleep. Soon and very soon, you all are going to realize how much we need one another. Between 40, 60, and 80% of the jobs, blue and entry-level white collar, will disappear in 5 years or less. All throughout the entirety of the scriptures, the Creator Yahuwah Elohim is commanding his children and his people to come out of her, my people, these population centers called cities. Become farmers and agriculture people as the scripture says we should be. Book of Hazun or Revelations, chapter 11, verse 8. Listen, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. What is the greatest nation or city on this planet. We all know what that is. It is represented by an eagle. The great city or nation which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. What did they legalize on June 26, 2015? Do we not remember Sodom and Gomorrah, book of Genesis, chapter 19, book of Jasher, chapter 18, book of Jasher, chapter 19? What did the Creator Yahuwah do to ancient Sodom and Gomorrah because of the same thing that they legalized on June 26, 2015? The Creator Yahuwah says their sins have piled up to heaven, and he is coming down to see what they have done. Warning comes before destruction. Please come out of her, my people. Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 9. The thing that had been is that which shall be, and that which is done, meaning now, is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. History repeats itself. Listen, let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 47, and look at verse 15. Historically, family, every nation that has ever existed as a nation from the beginning of time unto now and forevermore, every nation eventually crumbles and collapses. There is not one nation that has existed forever. It is impossible. Nations and empires eventually rise, fall, and collapse. Book of Genesis 47, verse 15. And when money failed in the land of Egypt, Egypt simply means slavery, house of bondage. You see? And when the money failed in Egypt and the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For thy money faileth. All paper or fiat currency eventually falls, diminishes, collapses. What do you think all of this hyperinflation is? The dollar is quickly crumbling, and eventually one day it will be worthless. All fiat currency eventually collapses and falls. Historically, the average age of an empire is 250 years. That's it. I have another powerful clip that I would like to share with you. Please pay attention.
Just been posted on the X account of the Attorney General Pam Bondi.
Listen.
It is what Nancy and I were just discussing, the seizure of an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. It's interesting that the Attorney General would post this on X.
Pay attention.
I'm going to try. I've never seen this video before. You're seeing it as I'm seeing it. Obviously, helicopter belaying down, coming onto the deck of the oil tanker, and then making efforts that appear very successful to, with, as I see it there, guns drawn, take possession on behalf of the U.S. government of this oil tanker. President Trump told reporters earlier this afternoon it was necessary for the U.S. government to do this. He didn't explain why. When asked where it was heading, he didn't say. Asked what would become of the oil on board, he said, I suspect we will take it. So that is what we know
Biblical
of what happened off the coast
is
of Venezuela.
quickly unfolding.
We'll come back on the takeout in just a couple of minutes.
You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point.
A tipping point? Folks, that might be the understatement of the year, because while the media is obsessing over clickbait and manufactured outrage, NATO's worst nightmare is quietly becoming reality, and the technocratic control of the United States under Palantir and Peter Thiel and all of those guys is happening in real time. And yes, everything is changing right before our eyes. I'm going to show you exactly how this is unfolding. So over the past 48 hours, I received exclusive information from sources, information that has not been reported anywhere else. And here it is, that 2 Russian nuclear submarines have arrived off the coast of Venezuela.
The Bear.
And more are on their way. This is in addition to the Russian battleships and cruisers, which have already headed to the region, and that has been
Russia,
reported.
the Bear.
Let that sink in. These are not patrol ships.
China,
these are not advisors. These are nuclear submarines. And if you understand Russia's nuclear submarine fleet right now, this should set off alarms, because Russia's undersea nuclear capability is not just competitive with the United States, it's blowing us away. It surpasses us in several key areas: in size, in stealth, innovation. Their 2 new style submarines are the apex predators of the ocean right now, and we can't compete. And they are parked right now in our hemisphere. Why? Because something much bigger is happening behind the scenes, something Washington and Brussels don't want to talk about. They keep talking around it, but we're going to talk straight at it today. And here it is. Last week, President Trump quietly unveiled what insiders are now calling the Trump Doctrine. You could call it the Trump Corollary. It's a seismic rewriting of the U.S. grand strategy that effectively ends the unipolar order that America has dominated since 1945. The U.S. as the reserve currency, as the superpower. Gone. Trump just declared it. Dare I say that this is a game changer? You probably didn't hear about it because the media totally ignored it, completely actually.
Because they bombarding you with a multitude
China heard it.
of
Russia
other
definitely heard it, hence the
meaningless
submarines.
distractions.
And Trump told the truth, that NATO never once spoken out loud. There are
on some of the things that are said that people have dismissed.
Listen.
Like when they said we won't have elections
The
again.
Economist magazine.
Well, that came directly from the when Donald Trump said that we would not have elections again. That came directly from BlackRock, who spoke, the CEO of BlackRock at the World Economic Forum. It's what the World Economic Forum's been saying forever.
How many companies they
but
own?
most people don't think. Well, I'm in America.
You would be amazed.
We're not in that global thing. We're not part of that. Oh, really? Okay.
Chairman
So anyway,
of the
let's get back
Economist
into it. But
magazine.
look
see
at this.
the name there.
Look at that name. Okay.
Rothschild chaired the group for nearly 2 decades. The ownership structure today remains unclear, but it's still likely controlled by a handful of legacy interests. This isn't conspiracy, it's public record. Every December, The Economist releases its World Ahead issue, a forecast of what's to come. But over the years, these forecasts have become something else entirely. In 2019, they hinted at global disruption, just months before COVID changed the world. In 2021, the issue spotlighted war, inflation, and social unrest. And weeks later, Russia invaded Ukraine, markets cracked, and protests exploded around the world. And in 2022, they showed Chinese President Xi Jinping on top of the world like a puppet master, signaling a power shift that's now unfolding in real time. Again and again, they don't just describe what might happen. They somehow preview what will happen. And whether that's coincidence or coordination depends on how closely you've been paying attention. This year's 2026 edition, it's not vague, it's not symbolic, it's a straight up forecast for war, collapse, and the elite's managed chaos. When the doors closed last us, what The Economist is telling us about 2026. If you dig past the eerie symbolism on the cover and go straight to the contents inside, a clearer and darker picture starts to emerge. The Economist isn't just warning that 2026 may be a difficult year. They're outlining instability across every major system, economic, political, geopolitical. And they're doing it with the detached calm of someone who's already made peace with the fallout. Let's start with the big one. The collapse of the American dream. 2026 marks America's 250th anniversary, a landmark moment of national reflection. The Economist warns that the year will be defined by widely diverging accounts of America's past, present, and future, signaling deeper fractures rather than celebration. Translation: they're expecting chaos, not celebration, not patriotism, but fracture. They all but say that the great American experiment, at least in its current form, is winding down. And instead of asking, how do we fix this? They ask, who will take the world's lead afterwards?
I want to pause really quickly. I want to go back to something he showed. Hold on. The Economist warns that the year will be defined by wildly diverging accounts of America's past, present, and future. It's what they made you believe in, just like they made you believe that you have freedom of speech, that the Second Amendment, your guns are going to protect you. This is what I'm hearing people say.
Come out of those
That's an
population
illusion
centers.
that they sold to you.
Crisis coming. Here's where things get even more unsettling. The Economist says wealthy countries, especially the United States, are living beyond their means, and the risk of a bond market crisis is growing. This isn't a fringe opinion, it's a mainstream warning that sovereign debt, the foundation of the global economy, may be on the verge of breaking. They highlight America's massive deficits, growing interest payments, and what they call fiscal illusion fading fast. It's the misconception that you can print, borrow, and inflate forever without consequence, which begs the question, if the bond market breaks, then is the dollar next? And if the dollar breaks, everything changes. They're not just warning about a recession. It's about forecasting the unraveling of a financial order that's existed since the last World War. They also highlight new biotech,
all
politics,
fiat currency
behavior,
eventually
and government
collapses or
compliance.
fails.
Two giant syringes on the cover, floating pills everywhere. The symbolism is deliberate and unsettling. They also warn about the AI investment boom, suggesting it may cover up a real economic weakness. When AI takes jobs, when money fails, when people lose faith in everything from the dollar to their medical doctor, what happens? They don't say for sure, but they say you should expect it. They say it doesn't collapse for everyone, because for the people who built the system, the billionaires, the central bankers, the think tanks, the old money families,
the ones investing in
collapse
AI?
is not a threat.
The
It's
billionaires.
a business strategy. Why? Because war creates obedience.
Wow.
War is the ultimate excuse to expand government power, to ramp up surveillance, censor dissent, and control movement, all in the name of national security. And the Economist knows this. That's why they frame war as a constant, not an exception.
Wow.
Think about it. If you're afraid, you'll comply.
Yes.
Also, economic panic
know it.
centralizes control, especially control over your money.
Are you paying attention,
As you
family?
already know, a health crisis can shape behavior. During a pandemic, people hand over their freedom willingly. We've already seen it. They obey lockdowns. They accept what the government tells them because of fear. It's already been done, and if it worked once, it can be used again and again. Not necessarily with the same virus, but with the same blueprint. And then comes their real goal.
Listen.
Maybe the reset, a digital dollar, programmable money, a new financial order where what you spend, how you spend, and whether you're allowed to spend depends on whether you're following the rules. This is
like
your
the mark
notice.
of the beast to
They're not
me,
just
doesn't it,
predicting
family?
chaos. The elites are already preparing for it. And they're betting you'll be too distracted, too broke, and too divided to notice. If 2026 really is the year of collapse, like the Economist seems to suggest, then we can't afford to be caught off guard.
Warning comes
But let's
before
be clear about
destruction.
something, because when the rules change, it's always after the wealthy have already adjusted. And by the time the average person realizes what's happening, the ladder's already been pulled up.
Wow.
This is your notice. They're not just predicting chaos.
Share this with
the elites
everyone,
are already
family.
preparing for it. And they're betting you'll be too distracted, too broke, and too divided to notice. If 2026 really is the year of collapse, like the Economist seems to suggest, then we can't afford to be caught off guard. But let's be clear about something. The Economist isn't prophetic. They're not fortune tellers. They don't need to be.
That's right.
They have something far more powerful.
This is not fear-mongering, but truth.
Access to real-time global data, the kind that you and I will never see. Access to algorithms that shape markets and sentiment. Access to policymakers who make the rules and write the loopholes. Access to central bankers, think tanks, and corporate insiders. Their editorial staff is made up of world-class analysts, people who see the macro trends before they show up on the evening news. And their prediction? They're not hidden. They're just wrapped in dense language and published quietly, where only those paying attention will notice. They show war, economic breakdown, syringes, pills, protests, the dollar or markets collapsing. And they don't show those things because they're imagining them. They show them because that's where the data leads. And more importantly, because that's where policy decisions are already heading.
Are you listening?
I'm not trying to scare you.
Take heed.
I'm here to try to help you think. If the people at the top are preparing for volatility, disruption, and collapse, then maybe it's time the rest of us stop pretending this is business as usual.
It's not.
And no, you can't fix the system.
You can't.
But you can stop being surprised by it. That's your edge. Own real assets. Build local strength. And be ready for anything. 2026 is coming. They've shown us what to expect. The rest is up to you.
Is the look ahead from The Economist of 2026. And I have a video to play for you in 1 second, but I want to show you something.
We've already watched the video, but
this is the artwork from the cover of that magazine. It came out a couple weeks ago.
Listen.
I just want to
see the 250
start with the centerpiece here. And we'll get into more details. Like I said, I have a whole video.
Come on.
So it's going to be the 250th anniversary of the United States next year. Okay. And I want you just to scroll through this. What is coming out behind that cake? A fist of protest with the American flag behind it, covered up. But then it's handcuffed. It's chained. We see rockets.
We know what that fist symbolizes.
We see what looks like a brain that is attached to a game controller. There's Trump pointing to the stock market completely crashing.
You hear that?
There's pennies that they're getting rid of. Cash will be going away. It's going to take a lot to unpack and tell you. A lot of people won't believe me, but everything will be going into digital currency. And I don't mean Bitcoin. Okay. And then you have over here, this looks like Xi Jinping. Putin. Some said that this was Bibi Netanyahu. To me, it looks like George Soros, but you can tell me. I don't know. But on here, you see robots. You see the dollar being cracked, destroyed. You see the rule of law being destroyed.
Wow.
I think that represents our Constitution.
Anarchy.
A lot of different robots. These are not people that are in these. These are robots.
AI taking the
lots
job.
of needles, lots of rockets, pills. This ice melting. Oops. Why did you do that? Let's go back. I believe this is Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, and basically showing the world as a soccer ball. That actually ties into recent news.
They're telling you what's going to happen in
right, but we're going to
explain
it more. We're going to get more into it. You see tanks, military. I don't know who this woman is. I don't know who the guy is. I think the guy in the blue right here is Zelensky. This guy right here and this woman right here, I am not sure. But again, lots of pills, drones. I mean, pills are everywhere. Zelensky looks like there's money all around him. Right?
Look at the robotic
rockets
dog
fired directly at satellites or drones. I'm not sure which one that is, but it's showing war.
That's right.
Even out of a cargo ship, it's showing cannons, guns, shooting at America.
Wow.
Or at the cake. All right.
Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51.
How many of you guys saw this?
Revelation.
Then there's some random boxing match, but I don't think that means boxing or sport. Well, the Olympics will be here. The Winter Olympics are in 2026. But these are not Winter Olympic sports. The running, the sprinter, the boxing.
Prophecy is quickly unfolding. Remember on the photo, you saw the ships shooting at the cake, and the cake had the flag on it, representing 250 years, the average age of the empire, which this nation will be in a few months. Then in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17, Yahuwah Elohim is commanding that his children come out from among them and be ye separate, saith Yahuwah, and touch not the unclean thing. Anarchy is going to break loose in these population centers. What do you think people are going to do when the dollar collapses and AI takes the jobs? All HELL is going to break loose in these cities. Come out of her while you can. Soon and very soon, you're going to realize just how much we need one another. Become agriculture people, farmers, self-sufficient, not leaning so much on this system because it is going to quickly crumble and collapse right before our very eyes. In the book of Revelations, chapter 18, verse 4, the Creator Yahuwah is commanding that we come out of her because he says in Revelations 18, verse 10 through 19, vengeance shall come in 1 hour. Venezuela is backed by Russia. Russia in the book of Daniel is symbolic of the bear. Russia is backed by the dragon, which is China, which is mentioned in the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and chapter 16. China is the dragon. The bear is Russia. The bear and the dragon have alliance with the Medes. And the Medes, according to Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, and the book of Isaiah chapter 13, will destroy the hammer of the earth. I have an entire lesson on that, 2 or 3 hours long, that I taught several months ago. Please go back in my archive and look at the full lesson pertaining to what I just stated. Prophecy is quickly unfolding. As it says in the book of Thessalonians chapter 5, for when they say peace and safety, then shall come sudden destruction. How do you think all of these things are going to take place in 1 hour? Because it's going to be just like on the movie Terminator, when Sarah Connor was at the park and it seemed like a regular day. They began to look in the sky and see fiery darts fall down. Where do you think Hollywood get that from? The scriptures. You see? So please prepare yourselves and come out of her, my people. Please prepare yourselves. Book of Jasher, chapter 6, verse 1. At that time, after the death of Methuselah, Yahuwah said to Noah, pay attention. Go thou with thy household into the ark. Behold, I will gather to thee all the animals of the earth, the beasts of the field, and the fowls of the air, and they shall all come and surround the ark. And thou shalt go and seat thyself by the doors of the ark, and all the beasts, the animals, and the fowls shall assemble and place themselves before thee. And such of them as shall come and crouch before thee shall thou take and deliver into the hands of thy sons, who shall bring them to the ark, and all that will stand before thee shalt leave. And Yahuwah brought this about the next day, and the animals, the beast, and the fowl came in great multitudes and surrounded the ark. And Noah went and seated himself by the door of the ark, and all flesh that crouched before him he brought into the ark, and all that stood before him he left upon the earth. And lioness came with her two whelps, male and female, and the three crouched before Noah. And two of the whelps rose up against the lioness and smote her, and made her flee from her place. And she went away, and they returned to their places and crouched upon the earth before Noah. And the lioness ran away and stood in the place of the lions. And Noah saw this and wondered greatly. And he rose up and took the two whelps and brought them into the ark. And Noah brought into the ark from all living creatures that were upon the earth, so that there was none left but which Noah brought into the ark. 2 by 2 came to Noah into the ark, but from the clean animals and clean fowls he brought 7 couples, as Yahuwah had commanded him. And all the animals and the beasts of the fowl were still, and they surrounded the ark at every place, and the rain had not descended till 7 days after. And on that day Yahuwah caused the whole earth to shake, and the sun darkened, and the foundations of the world raged, and the whole earth was moved violently, and the lightnings flashed, and the thunders roared, and all the foundations in the earth were broken up, such as was not known to the inhabitants before. And Yahuwah did this mighty act in order to terrify the sons of men, that there might be no more evil upon the earth. And still the sons of men would not return from their evil ways, and they increased the anger of Yahuwah at that time, and did not even direct their hearts to all this. And at the end of 7 days, in the 600th year of the life of Noah, the waters of the flood were upon the earth, and all the fountains of the deep were broken up, and the windows of heaven were open, and the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And Noah and his household and all the living creatures that were with him came into the ark on account of the waters of the flood, and Yahuwah shut him in. Look at verse 16, family. Pay attention. And all the sons of men that were left upon the earth became exhausted through evil on account of the rain, for the waters were coming more violently upon the earth, and the animals and the beasts were still surrounding the ark. And the sons of men assembled together, about 700,000 men and women, and they came unto Noah to the ark. And they called to Noah, saying, Open for us, that we may come to thee in the ark. And wherefore shall we die? Listen. And Noah with a loud voice answered them from the ark, saying, Have you not all rebelled against Yahuwah, and said that he does not exist? And therefore Yahuwah brought upon you this evil, to destroy and cut you from off the face of the earth. Is not this the thing that I spoke to you 120 years back? So he warned them for 120 years. They mocked him and did not pay attention until they were about to die, and would not hearken to the voice of Yahuwah. And now do you desire to live upon the earth? And they said to Noah, We are ready to return to Yahuwah. Only open for us that we may live and not die. And Noah answered them, saying, Behold, now that you see the trouble of your souls, You wish to return to Yahuwah? Why did you not return during these 120 years which Yahuwah granted you as the determined period? But now you come and tell me this on the account of the troubles of your souls? Now also Yahuwah will not listen to you, neither will he give ear to you this day, so that you will not now succeed in your wishes. And the sons of men approached in order to break into the ark to come in on account of the rain, for they could not bear the rain upon them. And Yahuwah sent all the beasts and the animals that stood round about the ark, and the beast overpowered them and drove them from the place, and every man went his way, and they again scattered themselves upon the face of the earth. And the rain still descended upon the earth, and descended 40 days and 40 nights, and the waters prevailed greatly upon the earth, and all flesh that was upon the earth or in the waters, whether men, animal, beasts, creeping things, or birds of the air, there only remained Noah and those that were with him in the ark. The ramp is coming up. Repent of your sins and return to the Creator Yahuwah now while you still can. Warning comes before destruction. Book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 35. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no not the Malachims or angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. What was going on in Noah's days? It says they were marrying and giving into marriage. Now, I am about to share a truth to you right now that you've never heard in any false Christian church. Please pay attention to what I'm about to share. It said they were marrying and giving into marriage. Book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 7. And Yahuwah said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping things, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them. But Noah found grace or favor in the eyes of Yahuwah. Verse 9 is why we came here. Pay attention, family. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man, perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with Elohim. What does it mean when it says Noah was perfect in his generations? Pay close attention. Listen. In Genesis, all references are from Young's literal translation. In Genesis 6, we are told that angels or Malachims impregnated human women and produced hybrid offspring. The fallen ones were in the earth in those days, and afterwards, when the sons of God come into the daughters of men, and they have born to them, they are heroes, mighty men of old, who were from old, the men of name. In the scrolls of Enoch, we read about the mating by angels. Enoch chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass, when the children of men had multiplied in those days, were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters, and the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said one to another, Come, let us choose wives from among the children of men, and begot us children. And I know how to pronounce it. I don't like calling the name of the fallen ones. Who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not. In this canonical, in the book of Jude, we read Jude 1 and 6, and the angels who did not keep their position of authority, but abandoned their proper dwelling, these has he kept in darkness, bound with everlasting chains for judgment on the great day. In the book of Jasher, chapter 4, verse 16, and all the sons of men departed from the ways of Yahuwah in the days as they multiplied upon the face of the earth with the sons and daughters, and they taught one another their evil practices, and continue sinning against Yahuwah, and unto every man made unto him a god, and they robbed and plundered every man his neighbor as well as his relative, and they corrupted the earth, and the earth was filled with violence. And their judges went to daughters of men, and took their wives by force from husband according to their choice. And the sons of men in those days took for the cattle of the earth, the beasts of the field, and the fowls of the air, and taught the mixture of animals of one species with another, in order therewith to provoke Yahuwah. And Yahuwah saw the whole earth, and it was corrupted, for all flesh had corrupted its ways upon the earth, and all men and all animals. And Yahuwah said, I will blot out man that I created from the face of the earth, yea, from man to the birds of the air, together with cattle and beasts that are in the field, for I repent that I made them. And all men who walked in the ways of Yahuwah died in those days before Yahuwah brought the evil upon man, which he declared. For this was from Yahuwah, that they should not see the evil which Yahuwah spoke concerning the sons of men. And Noah found grace in the sight of Yahuwah, and chose him and his children to raise up seed from them upon the face of the earth. In Genesis 6, Noah is said to be perfect in his generations. Might mean, not might, we're going to prove this, that his genetics was pure. As we read earlier, Noah is a righteous man, perfect being among his generations. What took place, family? Noah had not intermingled with the Nephilim. Some of you might say, Elder, what are you talking about when you say Nephilim? This is why the Creator flooded the earth, because the melanated sons of Shem, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Noah's lineage, had begun, not Noah and his sons, but all other people on earth began to intermingle with the Nephilim. I have a whole 3 or 4 hour lesson breaking this down, but let me quickly show you who the Nephilim are and why the Creator flooded the earth during Genesis. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be with the coming of the Son of Man. It is taking place right now. Please pay attention. I have taught this before, but I'm making this really quick. And this is for those who are new to the ministry or channel. This is the E.W. Bullinger's King James Companion Bible. And we want to look at Appendix 23 really quick, dealing with and identifying who the Nephilim are. So really quick, I don't want to make this long. I have taught on this before. Look right here where it says, for this sin, they are reserved unto judgment. 2 Peter 2:4, 1 Peter 3:19. Their progeny called Nephilim. You see, their progeny is called the Nephilim. And this eruption of fallen angels was Satan's first attempt to prevent the coming seed of the woman foretold in Genesis 3:15. As soon as it was made known that the seed of the woman was to come through Abraham, there must have been another eruption as recorded in Genesis 6:4, and also after that, that is to say, after the days of Noah, more than 500 years after the first eruption, the aim of the enemy was to occupy Canaan in advance of Abraham so as to contest its occupation by seed. For we read, when Abraham entered into the land of Canaan, Genesis 12:6, the Canaanite was already there. The Canaanite and the Nephilim are directly related. Pay close attention. This is Appendix 25, and this is only for the new people. I've taught on this before. Nephilim, which means fallen ones. Nephilim. To cut to the chase, let's look right here. It says, Genesis 6:4, there were Nephilim in the earth in those days, is to say, in the days of Noah, and also after that, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men and bare them children, the same became mighty men, Gabor, heroes, which were of old, men of renown, literally men of name, that is to say, who got the name renown. So that after that, that is to say, after the flood, there was a second eruption of these fallen angels, evidently smaller in number and more limited in area, for they were for the most part confined to Canaan and were in fact known as the nations of Canaan. So who are the Nephilim? The Canaanites. So this is why the Creator flooded the earth, because the melanated tents of Shem had begun to intermingle with the Nephilim, who are the Canaanites. I've taught on this before. This is only for the new people. Zondervan King James Study Bible, Genesis 9:25. Look at the bottom here. Noah's prophecy cannot be used to justify the enslavement of blacks, since those cursed here were Canaanites, who are Caucasians, which are directly related to the Nephilim. What are they pushing now? Respectfully, interracial marriages. This is why they are pushing this all of a sudden, family, respectfully. And I love and honor all people. This is not only happening in America. All non-melanated races are having a population decline all over this planet. This is why all of a sudden they are trying to go to the melanated tents of Shem, and they are basically begging them to procreate. You see, this is not only happening in America, but the world. Please Google this. Even Russia is paying young women to have babies. This is happening to all of those that are classified as white and in the Asiatic countries as well. You see, look this up yourselves. Putin urges Russian women to have 8 or more children amid soaring deaths because of war. And it's not only because of war. European fertility rates have been below 2.1 since the 70s, with the recent EU averaging around 1.5 or fewer babies born than needed to replace an older generation. In order for any race to maintain itself, you must have a minimum birth rate of 2.1. Anytime any race on earth birth rate drops below the ratio of 2.1, it is irreplaceable. Please Google what I am saying. In 20 to 30 years, this planet will be predominantly melanated, and they know it. Look, there's more. White demographic decline, decrease in white population numerically as a percentage of total population, center, and state. Please Google this yourselves. You see, white Americans, Canadians, white Latin Americans, white Britain, demographic decline in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom. This is happening all over the planet. Look at this, including the Asiatic races. Kim Jong-un tearfully begs Korean women to have more children as birth rate declines. They know this. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be with the coming of the Son of Man. They are trying to get the melanated tents of Shem to intermarry with the Nephilim. And this is why the Creator Yahuwah respectfully flooded the earth the first time. Am I, Elder O, saying that all races can't be saved? No, absolutely not. Every race, color, and creed on this planet that repents and is immersed and returned to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahuwah Elohim can be saved. But Yahuwah did not want the melanated tents of Shem intermingling with the Nephilim races. Book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 11 and 12. Listen, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay hold the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Ophir is the purest and finest gold on the planet. What type of man would Yahuwah make more precious than fine gold? Those that are classified as melanated, the tents of Shem, black, not to be confused with the Hamitic people of Africa. There are many Shemitic people on the continent of Africa, but the Hamitic and Shemitic people, even though both are classified as black, are not the same people. Pay attention with what I'm about to share with you. You know what? Before I do, let me get another passage of scripture. Then I will share this clip. Still in the book of Isaiah, let's go to chapter 3 and look at verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths.
Down. Everything I'm saying is stuff that I just memorized and then put it in my own words. But you can go check this stuff out. They're giving you this information. It's just education that's lost amongst the black community, and we hate to read.
Lonnie Light, take us home.
Oof, hate to read that
Peace,
part.
Brother Yaki.
Peace, peace.
And I just wanted to take
Peace,
the time.
King.
Yes, I wanted to take the time to tell you thank you for educating our people.
All praise.
And I've been watching you for some time now, and there's some topics that you have mentioned that I wanted to ask you about. I've heard you speak a lot about melanin and the different kinds of melanin. I wanted to ask, like, what role does melanin play in our vitality?
Oh man, the melanin is everything. When a man ejaculates in his woman, the
Listen.
first dot, the moment of conception, that is a melanin dot there that creates the embryo. And if you see how embryo go through its evolutionary cycle through the woman, it's crazy. The womb of the woman is just crazy to me. You will see that embryo take on a fish-like structure. Then from the fish-like structure, it take on a reptilian-like structure. Then from that reptilian-like structure, it'll take on more of a predator-like structure, and then you start seeing a fetus or more human-like form come from it. But it all
Listen.
started from that dot, and then you notice that dot becomes the nervous system.
That's
And if
right.
you look at an embryo starts off all folded up together, and then you will see the elbows come from the gut. You will see the knees come from the gut. You will see the respiratory system come from the gut, but you will see the gut come from the head. So the first thing that you will see formed in the baby is the actual nervous system and something called the primitive gut tube. All this starts from this little black dot that you call melanin. So melanin is the beginner of life, and melanin is the end of all life, which is going to reproduce and basically come into reality again. Melanin also holds sunlight. If you look and you study melanin, it's actually condensed sunlight. So melanin is the sun. You have eomelanin, you have neuromelanin, you have pheomelanin, you have chlorophyll or chloroplasts, which is another form of melanin. Melanin actually have dipole antennas in it, and it connects you not only to the ethers, but it connects you to the depths of the ocean.
That's
And
right.
it connects all of us. That's why they say everybody, they call it the 7 degrees of separation. Everybody knows somebody or connected somebody by 7 degrees.
Straight
This
facts.
is all melanin.
This is
You
a
have
small
melanin in your
world.
ears to make you hear. You have melanin on your taste buds. That's how you taste your food. You have melanin in your actual eyes, on your retinas. That's how you see. We cannot function without melanin, and melanin is nothing but carbon. And it was the biggest misconception to me was our two greats going back and forth over this topic, because Dr. Sabi believed in carbon, but Dr. Lilela Africa, may the Most High rest his soul, believed in melanin. But they both didn't know that they was talking about the same thing. It's the same exact thing, the same exact substance, but it do change its molecular weight when it's in a certain part of the body. And that's the reason why your chicken tastes different than a lot of other nations' chicken, because you taste that seasoning different.
Facts.
For instance, other nationalities of people, they don't have peripheral vision, meaning they can't really see what comes up to them. You just have a sense of feeling of something being behind you. That's melanin. Melanin is a very, very spiritual particle, and they have yet to even understand it, because it is indestructible. It changes and it takes the form like water. It can be solidified if you wanted to. You
Isaiah
can crystallize if you wanted
13:12.
to. You can get it in a gasified form. That's what we see up there. When we look up there and we see in this dark outside, that's gasified melanin. But and yet and still, it's everywhere, but it's all in you. And you have 150 trillion cells in your body, and all of them have melanin in them. And melanin right now is going for $466 per gram. Do the math. You are a walking trillionaire.
There it is, man. Get that big round of applause.
Salute.
Dr. Rashid Rafi Elohim.
People.
So
Knowledge
apparently,
is
by
power.
the year 2030, 45% of women in America between the ages of
Listen.
25 and 44 will be single and childless.
Isaiah 4
Cited
and
Morgan
1.
Stanley study.
Isaiah
Half of
chapter
women are
4
going to be
verse
single
1.
and childless between the ages of 25 and 45 by 2030. Now, I had somebody recently say to me that he just expects
Stat for you.
Listen.
We hit this milestone last year. Half of Western women 30 and under have no child.
Wow.
So it's a little more than half now. So we hit more than half. Half of them will never have a child. And 90% of them will regret it.
Wow.
That means we're setting up. This is a catastrophe. This is a catastrophe if it's true. And the data are pretty clear, I believe. This means we're setting up 1 woman in 4 for isolation.
Wow.
Right. And that gets increasingly brutal as you get older.
Yes.
And I also think we're setting up that 25% of women to be preyed upon in a manner like nothing we've ever seen when they
Straight
enter
facts.
their later years, because they'll have no one to keep an eye out for them, especially during times of vulnerability. Not going to be good.
Straight facts. Soon and very soon, as this market quickly crumbles and collapses, you all will realize that we're going to need one another more than ever. Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 2. 2, verse 9. Ecclesiastes, chapter 4 and 9. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him or her that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. Again, Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 11. Again, if two lie together, they have heat. But how can one warm themselves alone? And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him. A 3/4 cord is not easily broken. Ladies, you are going to quickly realize just how much you truly need a righteous man in your lives. This whole feminist construct is quickly crumbling before your very eyes. Repent while you still can. That's why these nations are pushing this. Wake up. Book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12. Beware of all whoredom, my sons, the tents of Shem, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers. Read the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and Judges chapter 3 pertaining to this subject and topic. Please hear what I am saying. You will never hear this truth preached in any of those false Christian denominations, because women are their largest contributors financially, and they know that if they preach and teach the whole truth, that it would hurt their bottom line financially. You see what the map says there, and this is only for the new people. The Christian churches will never preach and teach this truth. This is facts. Look it up yourselves. Soon and very soon, everyone, not just women, righteous men and women will realize just how much we need one another. And you cannot bring sinful, non-covenant keeping people among you, because one sinful person, whether male or female, can destroy much good. That's why the Creator tells us to repent and come out from among them, my people, and be ye separate, and touch not the unclean thing. This is why they're promoting this all of a sudden. Pay attention.
Fertility rate is very low. It's 1.38 in Europe, whereas the rate needed for survival is 2.1. There's few births. Fertility rate is very low. It's 1.38 in Europe. Whereas
European
the rate needed for survival is 2.1.
The rate
Black men,
needed for
Japan needs you.
is 2.1.
Japan is calling specifically for black men. Now, I know you are saying why, Tasha.
Listen.
They say they need babies, and black men tend to make a lot of them.
They know this.
Now, I don't understand, because, you know, black men were once and still is on the inner side of the line, which means their lives. I mean, what are you going to guarantee
Listen.
us if Dragged me last time for saying
Here we
that, you know, women needed a little help in the birthing department, and you know, when it comes to our men, you know, there was a story going around, and I just reported on a story that was already going around,
and they know it.
But my platform happened to be the biggest, and this story went super viral because I called for black men. They said that they needed immigrants in order to come work in the workforce, and then their birth rates were down, and they couldn't have babies, and so, you know, they're saying in so many words that they need help with population regeneration, okay? Because the numbers is going down. They're having like one kid, barely a half a kid to each family and stuff like that. And so they're really trying to allow, you know, immigrants in the country. And you know who those immigrants are, because it ain't nothing but Africans going up over there. So,
Of y'all asking me, Denise, what's your type? Melanin kings. All right?
Look at this, family.
If it's not dark, it ain't gonna spark, baby. Yeah.
You just gotta be light skin, brown skin, dark skin, and I'm going as easy as 1, 2, 3. A child's coloring book.
Prophecy is unfolding.
I love you, black man. I love you, black man. I love you, black man. I love you,
Don't
black man.
fall for it.
I love you, black man.
Prophecy is unfolding.
I love you, black man.
They don't want you, they need you. Do not fall for it.
BBC!
Come on
BBC!
now,
I know
listen.
you. It's fucking awesome.
What?
How you doing?
Guy. Yeah, BBC.
Deuteronomy 7.
It was like specifically black guys, not white guys, not Asian guys. I don't know why.
It was the style, because I can't agree.
No, I remember the first crush I had was in 3rd grade.
Was a black kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
His name was DeAndre.
Was he a cool black kid?
Yeah.
Don't fall for it.
No.
Single?
Listen.
Single.
Oh, okay.
You see this?
Marry me.
그거 탄력적이다.
프린스, 나 한번 허그해줄 수 있어? 허그?
You see this? Don't fall for it.
나 딱딱한 남자.
You're just like black guys. Okay.
Wow.
I don't know, it feels like sexier than white colors.
Okay. Like, do you have like nationality in black guys you like?
American, maybe?
Most.
Sex appeal, like for example, their eyes and nose.
Their eyes and nose.
Like I like the most. In the past year, I have boyfriend. Thank you.
Black men the most.
Sex appeal, like for example,
Listen.
their eyes and nose.
Don't fall
Their
for
eyes
it.
and nose.
Like I like the most. In the past year, I have boyfriend, black man. So it's just
We don't promote fornication
with a black guy.
and adultery.
he is so very tall, moreno, something like moreno, and a long nose and a beautiful eyes. So I attract the most in that area.
Demographic
Would you
winter.
consider dating a
In
black
all
man?
Yes, I consider, because I love black men.
Caucasian races and
I love
Asiatic races.
being with them
Demographic
because
winter.
they are so
This
very
is why they're
friendly,
pushing this.
approachable, and also good
As it was in
personality.
the
So
days
black
of
men, love
Noah,
yourself
so shall it be
and
with the
do
coming
a
of the
good
Son
thing
of Man.
in the
Don't
Philippines
fall
or in the
for
other
it.
country. Thank you.
Have you ever dated with a foreigner?
I have. Recently, I've been seeing this black guy
Wow.
for like the last month.
You see this?
And yeah, so far, I don't know. It's the best
Melanated
experience
men.
for as a local to be dating with
Take your
foreigner.
rightful place.
Yeah.
I was
Repent
actually going to
and
ask
return
that.
to the
I'm glad
Creator
you actually
Yahuwah.
elaborate a
You
little bit
are
and kind
the
of give us a
prize.
little bit of context. And once you go black,
Shemitic
you never
men.
go back.
Melanated, so-called black
What
men.
is your take on
Take
that
your
phrase?
rightful
I think
place.
it's true. Yeah.
Repent.
I think
Return
I'm
to the Creator
more attracted
Yahuwah.
to black guys right now.
Why do you
Take
agree
your
to that
rightful
phrase?
place
They
in
have the
society
most
and
bubbly
family.
personality. Like you can chill with them.
Do not fall for it.
They're just different from all of the guys I've dated. Cause I've dated foreigners who are Chinese, white guys, Spanish men.
As it was.
They just top them all.
She said the black man top them all. Look at this, family. Now this is a Hamitic person here in Africa.
South Africa.
Listen. Do not confuse the Hamitic people with the Shemitic people. We are not the same. Respectfully.
我是做外贸的。
做外贸的。你在重庆有房子吗？
你能想到的我都有，就是没有女朋友。
Very good。
把非洲的美女介绍给你们。
500万。
可以。900万。900万。
刚刚没有。
900万啊？什么？
我说你年薪多少？
How old are you？
你的工资多少
？28。
工资，我工资，你有没有？我们不谈工资，我是开公司的，不谈工资。他们把非洲的美女介绍到这里来。
我等会儿我看个美女。
有没有？非洲的美女，这个可以，可以，但是我是找中国师傅
Respectfully,
的。
we don't care what ham do. I am talking about. I am talking to the Shemitic men.
Guys, you know what to
Look
do.
at this.
Someone's looking for you.
You see the caption? Where can we find Black Americans, which are Shemitic? Don't fall for it, fellas.
Someone's
Respectfully.
looking for you guys. You can find them here in TikTok.
We love all people. We hate no one. But we are commanded to follow what the Creator tells us. Tobit chapter 4, verse 12, Deuteronomy chapter 7, and Judges chapter 3 pertaining to this topic. All race, creeds, and colors can be saved, but the Shemitic people were not to mix with the Nephilim or the Neanderthal. All non-melanated people are part Neanderthal, and the Neanderthal are directly related to the Nephilim. You see, and they don't necessarily, as far as the other races, I'm trying to be careful with my words. They need you now, melanated men, the Shemitic men, but don't fall for it. This is not hate. We love all people. You see, the kingdom of heaven will be comprised of flesh and blood must return to the earth. All I'm trying to say in a nutshell is all race, creeds, and colors can be saved, but this is why the Yahuwah flooded the earth during Noah's days, because all other races began to intermingle with the Nephilim and the Neanderthal, and the Creator never wanted the tents of Shem to do these things. That's all I'm saying. With love to all of humanity, all race, creeds, and colors can be saved. You see? Book of Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me, says Yahuwah. So this is not Elder O's word. This is the Creator's word. Repent and return to the Creator while you still can. Any love offering or donation that the Creator puts on your heart to give is greatly appreciated. Todah Ribah in advance. Book of Yeshayahu or Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Everything that has happened, is happening, and will happen is already foretold of in the scriptures. Please take heed to what I am sharing with you today. Listen.
And to go against the very men that are put here to protect them. And this is why they fall for every scam that the government push. Feminism, abortion, birth control.
Listen.
They even fell for the scam that they're the smartest group in America. You are not the most educated. You are the most indoctrinated. Congratulations.
Facts.
And you talk so much about your degrees, and black men still make more money than you and raise better children than you. Amazing. And you know what? The solution is just very simple. Bow out and let black men lead. Simple.
What do you feel a woman's role is and a man's role is?
You should be the leader. That's it.
A woman's role?
This job market, because of AI,
I mean, we already are the leaders, honestly, but you have to show us something.
Men and women need each other.
Everything.
Let's stop the division and the fighting and unify.
Just the fact that you had to ask that question, and then you wanted to. No,
what
it's
is
fine.
a
It's a
woman's
good question. It's
role? And
valid.
she popped the
But
balloon.
you know, that was like really a question that was, you know, something that you're really
And daughters
serious
of
about.
Zion, love to love
You know,
yourselves.
yeah.
Stop
So
wearing
that's
the
one
hair
thing, and
of
then the
other
other
nations.
thing is, you know, you really wanted to know, like, what is a woman's role?
Love yourself.
You know.
Look. Genesis 3:16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly increase thy sorrows and conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be unto thy husband. That's your sole purpose in earth. Not to be contentious and go against your man. Ladies, we need you as well as you need us. Let's stop the fighting and division and unify.
And then you brag about your degrees and how you're the most educated and independent and strong and how you guys can take care of yourself, but your children can't read. Can we make that make sense? And as long as you keep choosing the system over black men, you'll remain a non-paid character, a program bot running on a government code, just raising the next generation of slaves.
And we are only
And this
at
is
the
why you
beginning
lead
of
in
AI.
obesity, single motherhood, least likely to
In
get
a
married,
few
least
years,
desirable,
60 to
most likely to
80%
raise a
of
criminal.
jobs
It's
will be
because you're a
no
product
more.
of the very system that you think you're outsmarting.
Repent while you can.
But, you know what I'm saying? You give me your perspective.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Listen,
do you feel as if
this is powerful here.
The men, all men, I'm not even going to give it to black and white, but let's just say all men for now.
Let's talk black men. I don't, for me, like, even with my tour, what I'm doing,
Really
right,
different
like,
shades
by
of
this time
brown.
next year, I'm giving out reparations. I'm doing a lot in my community, right? And for black people. I don't care, but I'm talking about black people. My whole message point is for us.
Come on.
Now, when you talk about slavery, right? We talk about systemic racism. We talk about the Willie Lynch letter, right? We talk about, you know, the black man is God, right? We talk about, you know, the greatest soldier in the white man's army being the black woman, and the black woman being the pawn. And then they figured out early on through slavery that because they were us, right? But they figured out if we get the black woman, or we get the whole joint.
Come on.
Oh, and let me just say something right there. He is not telling you can get the black women to go against the black man.
That's right.
Then you're winning. You don't need them to perpetuate a cycle. Your women can do it for them.
Come on.
So they don't really need anybody else to do it. You recruited the black women and made them hate their black men and go against them. It's entrenched. And that's what we see. We see so many women have a disdain toward black men because they don't speak about them in a positive way and they act accordingly when it comes to black men. You don't need white supremacy if you use the black women to do the job for them.
And when the young king said, we are gods, that's actually in the book of Psalms.
I want you to explain why.
That's scriptural.
But I get to that, but I want to finish the messaging point, right? I like to keep it cohesive for myself.
Come on.
I forget a lot of information here. So, what they did was they made the black woman hyper masculine.
Yes.
Right? And they made you and me we're studs. We're gonna be in the field. We're handy, right?
Wow.
And I think, and I'm trying to kind of connect it all because he made a valid point, right? The government empowered black women to strategically move the position of power from the black man.
Speak, young king.
Right? Yeah. So now the black woman in that instance becomes drunk off this power.
Wow.
And then she has a disdain for the black man.
Yes.
And then it becomes perpetuated over generations. So with slavery, what they did was they take us, they call it buck breaking. Yeah, bang us, cut our balls off in front of the black woman. And then before the black man, they'll make the black, after they didn't get him dusty, they'll chain him up, right? Look, they'll chain him up, right? They'll chain him up, beat him within an inch of his life, and then unchain him, and then and do that to the woman.
Wow.
And then the woman is looking at the man like, come save me. But mentally, he doesn't even have no fight in him. So now she doesn't even have no respect for you.
Ooh, child, baby. Listen,
true.
he's actually speaking some real truth here.
Yes.
And it's sort of how black women look at black men to this day. You don't have no respect
You're
for them.
going to soon realize how much we need one another.
A lot of
Stop
these
the
women have so much
separation
praise
and
and admiration
division
for
and
any
unify
other race
in
of man
righteousness
except their own.
as a people.
And so it makes sense. It kind of goes all the way back to slavery, what he's talking about, of how and why the women have
AI
this negative
is going to quickly
appeal
change
towards their
all
own
of this.
men. And it makes sense. It's not something
40,
that just
60
happened
to
overnight.
80%
This
of
is something
jobs
that's
will be
been set up.
eliminated
Let's
very
continue.
soon.
Fast forward to this generation,
Repent
black
and
women don't
unify
respect
in
black
righteousness.
men at all. And when you understand that, and it's a lot, so I'm trying to make it like simple, right?
Come on with it.
Because a lot of people, they respond emotionally and not intellectually. And there's no
Let's
empathy
deal
for
with
black men.
facts,
There's no sympathy
not
for black men.
emotions.
There's no, you don't even love black men. You don't even know who we are. You don't give a about us.
Woo.
Pay my bills, eat my.
Come on.
And that's it.
Watch it.
Okay, so it's important that black men understand what was done to us and why it was done to us.
They
it's
tried
also
to
important
destroy
that black
us as
women
a people.
understand their
Look at
position
the beautiful
in
daughters
systematic
of
racism
Zion.
and
We
how
are
they're
the
being
only
utilized to
race
destroy their whole family
on the
and the whole
planet
community and whole generation.
Yeah, I think that's
that put
very
another
important as well, because that is
nationality's
exactly
hair
what's happening. And I don't
on
think that a
our
lot
heads.
of black women
Daughters of
realize
Zion, you
how
are
they're being
beautiful with
used
all of that
in that way.
without
They
that
don't realize it. They
artificial
just think
stuff.
that, oh, black men are just dusty,
You
they're
don't
lazy,
need
they don't
it.
do this. That narrative of black men being lazy and just don't
It's
want
a
to work
lie.
has been perpetuated for years. And I'm not saying that there aren't any black men who aren't deadbeats and who just
In
don't
all
take it against.
races.
Yeah, there are a lot of them out there, but that's not every black man.
According to the
But that's
CDC,
narrative
the
that's
black
been
man
pushed
is
out
the
there
best
regardless,
father in
you know,
America.
They didn't
Google
say
it.
some. They made it seem like this is what black men do. And so women have eaten that up and they've swallowed it whole, and they really just want to believe that, and they align themselves with men, certain types of men, what we would call pookies and ray-rays, who really didn't have much going on with themselves, because that's the type of men that they were attracted to. And they just believe that that's the narrative for all men, when it's just those men that you chose to make babies with or chose
Facts.
to have relationships with. But that's
right.
not the other group of men who are productive,
Come
taking
on.
care of their kids, who are married, who are doing well with their families. Those men are being thrown into the entire, you know what I mean, just thrown in with the others. And so, but there was never a narrative of, this is black men, this is
Come
just
on.
what they do. And black women have just taken that, and now they're
Salute
saying
to
it.
this
Now they're the
sister
ones
here.
who are saying black
Salute.
men ain't this, and they're just dusties, and they're all just this, and they're all just that bad. And now they're just pushing it, and they're pushing it hard. And at the same time, they're not looking at how this is going to negatively affect them if they believe it.
Straight
And
facts.
then they start to live accordingly and thinking that, we have to separate ourselves from black men, and we got to be by ourselves. That's not gonna benefit you in the long run. It's gonna keep us, black men and black women separated. And it's going to cause more harm to the black woman, because
Facts.
women don't realize how vulnerable they are.
Yes.
And how even more vulnerable they will be if they don't have black men on their side.
Straight facts.
Now, a
Come
black
on.
man's role is to be the protector, provider, maintainer, sustainer, and leader.
Listen.
I'm a man,
Producer.
protector, provider, maintainer, sustainer.
Producer.
You have your opinion, I have mine.
Right. I'm just giving it. And producer.
Right, I got you. You have what you want to put in, right? And
Listen.
So I'm saying protector, provider, maintainer, sustainer, right? Protector, provider, maintainer, sustainer. A woman's role is wisdom and balance. Okay? Now, the black man gets his
Fallen
provision.
angels taught
He gets his
makeup.
provision.
Book of Enoch.
Right? From God. And what happens is there's a vibration. It's a lot, so I'm trying to make it simple, right? So how you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes
Facts.
an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. So when you're around an alpha,
He was speaking right to her, because she seemed to get a
Absolutely.
little agitated by what he's
You
saying.
can tell by the
as if she
expression
don't
on
agree
her
with
face.
it, but she seems like she got a problem with what he's saying, and he's speaking right to her. You know, a
Yes.
lot of times women when they don't like something, it shows in the way they move, their emotions, how they act, how they face start frowning, looking around like they don't agree with what you're saying. Yeah, he was definitely speaking to her, but let's continue.
that energy, that frequency, right? It can throw some shit off.
Yeah.
Because you're conditioned not to even be around that. And then you become sensitized, not desensitized. You're very sensitive to that energy, and then now you don't know how to read that energy. You think he's narcissistic. You think, no, he's where he needs to be to take his place.
Oh, child, yes, Lord. And that is so true. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Because it's the truth. And a lot of women know it. That's why they get in their feelings about it. Because you don't really want to hear what a man has to say. And you have a man who's stern in his beliefs, and he's in his masculine energy, and he's not accepting what you're saying, and he's just gonna speak his truth and do what he's going to do. A lot of women are, they feel some kind of way behind it because you want to be the dominant one to get your points across.
Men,
and you don't want to really
rightful
hear what he has
place
to
in
say. And women do
and
it all the time. You don't want to hear what the man has to say. You want to overtalk. You want to be the one talking all the time. And you don't want to hear what he has to say because you really don't value what he's saying. That's why. You think that what you have to say and what you have to offer is more important than what he's saying. That's really what it is. And anytime they have something to say, you're ready to discredit them and demean them and put them down as if they don't know what they're talking about. And a lot of times these women talk a whole bunch and then don't really be saying nothing. You talk a whole lot and you ain't really saying nothing.
Salute to this sister.
So I feel like black men need to disregard how black women feel about our masculinity.
Wow.
And be more self-contained. I don't need you.
Woo.
I don't need you. I don't need your money. I don't need none of that. I'm not sleeping on your couch. Don't give me no keys. I'm gonna get my own. I'm gonna go to God. And when you don't want to fit my program, bye. Go.
Thank you.
You're not needed. You're dangerous. I don't want to bear seed with you.
Wow.
I don't want to sleep with you.
Woo.
I don't want to be your friend. I'm staying away from you. And there's a lot of black women that get it and they love the masculinity that we project. Black men, we project energy. Women receive energy. You see? So now, for the black women who are confused, right? A woman has to lead with 3 phases of love. The first phase of love is informative, right? So she's informing that black man of who he is. She's informing that black man that, yo, look, you get your provision. You're going to be the provider. You're going to be the head of this household, even if she's Oprah and he's broke.
She's speaking
gonna
life
uplift
into
through
him.
the information.
See?
That's the first phase. The second phase is unconditional love. Unconditional. She's loving and she's loving, she's loving, she's loving.
Speak
And the last
life
phase
into
of love
your
is
men.
tough love, accountability. The problem is a lot of our women are conditioned to lead with the accountability first.
Yes.
They don't set the table with informative love and unconditional love. You see?
Which comes off as disrespect and combative.
All the time.
Straight facts.
But again, this is why black men need to be in tune with self.
Yes.
And when that woman is argumentative and she want to talk and every 5 minutes she want to get a word in.
A man rather
she just
live
can't
on
shut
the roof
up. Let her go.
than in the
Don't beat
house
on
with
her.
a contentious
Don't catch
woman.
no cases. Let her go.
Let her go.
Let me tell you something. He's speaking. This is some of the best information that I've come across so far.
That young king cooking.
You vet her with your frequency. You
Listen.
vet her with your vibration. I walk in some rooms and I get around certain black women and I start talking. They can't stand me. Good.
Look. You see how she look?
Bye.
Why is that they can't stand you?
Because I just told you, a lot of black women are not used to a black man that has confidence.
Woo.
A lot of black women are not used to a black man who...
Speak, young
I just want
lion.
to clarify. You saying that black women can't stand you because of your confidence?
1,000,000%. A lot of them.
I think it's
because hold on, because I'm a op. I'm a blood.
Oh.
I'm saying it, right?
Listen.
So you maybe you understand later, maybe you won't. It's okay.
I'm
I'm a op.
No, just understand what you're saying.
They do understand.
No, it's cool. I know my audience. So what I'm saying is that I just want you to kind of be responsive when I'm asking you so that we can have clarity when we...
I think we have clarity. I think the people watching understood what he was saying. And y'all let me know if y'all understood what he was saying right off the bat. That's how black women associate black men. You don't look at them as a prize or something special. You look at them as like he explained.
Right.
We understood that pretty well.
Straight
so
facts.
There was no clarity needed. We understood where he was coming from. Most people, I'm pretty sure, understood. Y'all let me know if y'all understood where he was coming from.
Yes. That makes sense. I mean, I do this all the time. So I'm a op.
Okay, sir.
I'm publicly
Speak, young
disrespected by their women
consistently.
Oh, child, say that again. I mean, we talked about this before. It is absolutely 100% the truth. That happens all the time. We talk about it all the time. Other people and other race people have their issues or whatever's going on with their relationships and their culture and their community, but they do not put it on blast like our women do towards their own men. So, I mean, that's absolutely the truth. I mean, there's no lies detected. No lies detected, baby. Let's continue.
So now, when you come around as a black man and you know who you are,
come on,
and you know you're the leader,
Woo.
you know I'm a god, she's a goddess.
As it mentions in
god,
Psalms.
I'm the original man. I'm not here to I'm not here to tell you who I am. I'm him.
Woo!
Treated accordingly. And if you don't understand, it's not for you. It's not to be understood.
Men, take your rightful place.
And a lot of times, black men, masculinity is application, not advocation.
With everything that you believe, do you think that we have to re-educate the black woman?
Hell no. Absolutely not. Listen, Noah's Ark, the ramp is up.
Come on.
And it's gonna rain, and a lot of sisters are gonna drown.
Woo.
Let me tell you something. I just told you in the beginning. Look, the greatest soldier in the white man's army is the black woman.
Dang, listen, I ain't gonna lie, he was cooking. I mean, he was no lie detected. He's telling the truth.
Absolutely.
Our women just won't get it. They don't see it. That lady is looking like she can't stand his guts. And he spoke about it. He said how when he walked into a room, because he's confident, these women don't like that. And when he started talking, they don't like that. You want somebody that you can one up. That's somebody that you can, son. Somebody that you can feel higher than. Somebody that you can feel like you're better than. You can't stand a confident man. It makes you feel irrelevant. It makes you feel small. It makes you feel like you ain't really all of that in 10 bags of chips. We got to do better once again. And I think women need to focus on what's real. But you got to understand.
Absolutely. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 7. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Yisrael. Therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. AI is quickly going to take over 40 to 60 to 80% of all jobs soon and very soon. We need one another. The unveiling has begun. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be with the coming of the Son of Man. Listen, prophecy is quickly unfolding right before our very eyes. Those that hear, let them hear, repent, take action, and come out of her, my people. Listen, Elder O loves you, and the Creator Yahuwah loves you even more. I appreciate you spending time with me. Please like, subscribe, and share this lesson and channel with everyone you know. Much love to all of humanity. Until next time, Elder O signing off. Much love and respect. Shalom or peace.